watching and listening to plenty of revelers here in Times Square. And I'll send it back to you, ladies.
Oh my God.
Because we're getting interrupted out
love
here.
The arm,
a lot of
Julie.
folks out here needing their black coffee this morning. Today, though, was well above normal as far as temperatures go. The high, 52 degrees here, well above that 40-degree normal. Even our low temperature, 40 degrees today, that's well above our normal low of 28 degrees. We actually weren't too far off from the record set back in 1876 of 60 degrees. The flames here were so intense, especially at the start of this fire, that it actually caused the building behind us here where it broke out to partially collapse inside and forced firefighters out of the building, forcing them to change their approach here and fight this fire strictly from the outside. A day like today, that's light snowfall in Central Park, you really can't beat it from this reporter's perspective. Take a look behind me here. You can see this fire still burning through the roof of this building. We're going to give you a shot where you can still see those flames and all of this smoke billowing out of this building here in Mount Vernon. In my years of reporting, I've rarely seen a fire this big. It does really feel magical out here this morning. That's the vibe here on the Upper West Side. We were talking about a lot of people getting ready to watch a tradition that has unfolded year after year to really start this holiday season. John, these are the toughest stories for us to cover. This is a heartbreaking loss for the FDNY, but even more so for the family of 42-year-old Patrick Brady. In this room, there are no complaints about the Christmas creep coming in early.
It's a basketball.
Because right now, Santa's elves need a little extra help.
Because of the tariffs, because of the government shutdown, the price of toys is much higher and the delivery times has gotten much longer.
Every year, the Coalition for the Homeless works to spread Christmas magic to some of the 35,000 kids living in New York City shelters. Last year, they were able to give out 14,000 brand new toys.
We can't afford to be late with this.
This year, the drive started 2 weeks early to make sure Chris Kringle is able to load his sleigh with time to spare. To simplify the process, they've created an Amazon wish list so you can make sure when you give a toy, you're picking one out that kids actually want.
We have to really be ahead of the curve.
The gifts then make their way here to Santa's workshop, where volunteers get them where they need to go.
We sorted by gender and by ages.
Experts say toy prices have gone up by nearly 2% due to tariffs, but these workers are counting on the spirit of the season.
We're hoping that New Yorkers, especially knowing right now how tough things are getting, will really open their hearts and help support this drive.
The Coalition for the Homeless is hoping to have all of these boxes filled by December 15th. So if you're going to donate, they ask you do it sooner rather than later. In Lower Manhattan, I'm Julie Millay, Pix 11 News. A different kind of construction site filled some Brooklyn streets Saturday morning.
The diner is sort of my inanimate child.
The diner on Wythe Avenue holds special meaning for many Williamsburg folks, but none more so than Sandy Stillman, who owned it for 28 years. He says it holds a lot of memories.
Possibly millions.
So he wanted its legacy to live on.
I needed to find a buyer who was going to help me save the diner.
Enter Doug Steiner, who discovered the place 2 decades ago while working nearby. He thought the diner belonged on a film studio lot, so he's making sure that's where it's going.
Nobody wants to see a diner with all its iconic greatness demolished.
On Saturday, the streets were blocked off as crews lifted the 120,000-pound diner from its home on the corner of Wythe and 3rd and placed it on a truck, which will ultimately deliver it to nearby Steiner Studios. It's the near culmination of an idea which has been in the works for some time.
I also thought it would be easy to do and inexpensive, and both of those are kind of out the window.
He hopes it will be used for years to come in film and TV shows, and that locals like Heather Stone, who spent many days at the diner, will see it again soon on their screens.
I'm so excited that it's not getting destroyed and that we'll be able to see it on TV and in movies, and that it'll be saved.
They pulled up in front, they kept calling his name, Oscar, Oscar, we're here to help you.
Rebecca Zemansky watched as SWAT surrounded this row home, trying to convince the man barricaded inside to come out.
I did hear somebody yell out, "I'm not coming out," or "I can't do that." And it was just like a big commotion.
Negotiators had been at it for hours. They wanted to talk to him about an alleged bow and arrow killing that happened nearby. Instead of coming out, the man allegedly set fire to the home. A shelter-in-place order stayed in effect for nearby residents. Pix 11 sources tell us the suspect was eventually gassed out of the building, but then hid in the backyard with knives and a helmet. Finally, after that hours-long standoff, the man was walked out by officials and put inside this ambulance. Johnny Nieves was walking by the scene, and he told us he knew the young man killed at the start of this bizarre ordeal.
I was in shock.
He says he got a call Saturday about that bow and arrow killing and then couldn't believe it when he stumbled on this scene.
It's hard to describe, it's emotional because when you know somebody that you sometimes be walking and talking advice, it's hard.